Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just wanted to, as you know, this is the last stream we're doing at Hugo's desk. So it's going to be a great way to just wrap up the year. Hope everyone is well today, and I hope everyone can hear me. Hope the microphone sound is coming through loud and clear. And yeah, I just wanted to say hello to everyone. This will be our last stream. This is an honest showreel review today. It's going to be the last stream of the year. Then I'll be back in January, of course, for more streams. We're going to be back in January with more honest showreel reviews. And also I'm going to restart the Nuke compositing workshops as well that I was doing. And yeah, just taking a bit of a break. As you saw, I just did an 11-hour stream last week. So it was pretty mind-blowing how long that took. And I just wanted to, of course, thank everyone that came to watch the stream. And it was lovely. We got a lot of messages. We got a lot of love on social media. Thank you so much for all the support that everyone gave on that day. And I know quite a lot of people actually watched the entire 11-hour stream, which was mind-blowing. I can't thank you enough. I was right there with you. I was there for the 11 hours as well. But yeah, so without further ado, I'm just going to do a little bit of housekeeping before we start the actual stream. As you all know, we can't do this stream without the help of BenQ. And so BenQ is the main sponsor of this stream. I just wanted to take a moment to thank them for the entire support they gave me for the entire year. I'm very happy to see that they are going to return next year as an official sponsor as well. So I believe this is my 5th year in a row with BenQ. So thank you so much, BenQ, for the entire support they've been giving me since almost the start of this channel. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to just play a little commercial from them, which has to do with the new SW27 monitor that they have, which in fact you probably seen it. It's right over there on that side where I'm pointing. So it's the one on the left. That's the SW one that I currently not using really, because I usually use it for video output. So I usually have my video out on Rexon 09 or HDR on that monitor, but I don't have that today because today, of course, I'm having the stream. So I have the chat and I have the soundboard there, and then I have DaVinci here, so I can't really have a video out. I guess I need another monitor. Someone was complaining, why do I have so many monitors on the last stream? And I'm going to do a video about that, actually, by the way. Just wanted to announce to everyone. So I'm doing a video about that, about how I did the stream. So I'm going to do a video about this board here that loads all the inputs, so that I can swap from input to the input. And I can then jump from timeline to me and to the other camera. And I'm also going to do a stream like that. That video will explain also what that recorder is over there, what exactly is that monitor doing, what the camera is doing, and also how do I have this vertical monitor here on the center to do the chat as well. So I think it's going to be a nice video. I think it's going to be, a lot of people are going to enjoy that video, I think, because it's going to kind of almost be a tutorial about explaining how I pull off a stream of 11 hours and maybe give you some pointers of what type of equipment you need to run a stream like that. And I think it's going to be an interesting video. At least I'm going to have a blast doing it. So can't thank enough for everyone watching. So again, let me just play the BenQ ad. Thank you so much again, BenQ, for supporting the channel. And I'll be right back. This is only 1 minute, so I'll be right back. So yeah, again, thank you so much, BenQEurope, for supporting the honest show reviews. Next year, there are going to be some changes to the reviews. By the way, we're going to have a website where people can submit the showreel, and they can also book a slot, because I've been having some issues with that, of people sending in the showreels and then they never reply to me, so I never really have contact with any of them. So that's, for example, why we only have one showreel review today, because I can't get, like, a lot of people send showreels. I get like 10, 15 showreels every month, but almost no one like contacts me. Like they never contact me, because as you probably know, if you want to be on the show, you need to like book ahead, and then I need to give you a Zoom link and all those things. So I just wanted to like mention that. Another thing I want to just mention is that if you go to my channel, there's also a few cool things to watch there, if you are inclined to do so. There is, of course, a brand new video there, which is called "What's Up with All the CGI Hate." It's a video essay, if you want to check it, about the current climate and trend of no CGI is better. So it's a good, like a nice video to just maybe share with people that don't work in the industry. I really feel like we as visual effects artists kind of need to like start getting more involved on sharing what we do and kind of like spreading the word. So especially videos like that really help people from outside the industry understand that there is a lot of CG in a lot of things, and that sometimes it's invisible. So I've posted that. Also, goes without saying that we do have the World VFX Day. The entire stream is here. And I just wanted to mention, because a lot of people were asking me about this. Oh, I have ads on my own video. I don't need this. I can just skip here and skip ahead and put pause. A lot of people were asking me about this, but I just wanted to mention everyone that because people were asking me, oh, why don't you publish the videos individually? Well, first of all, I'm not doing that, because the videos are not mine. These videos are from the industry. They're from the community of people, a lot of companies, so they're not mine to give away. I'm just part of this stream. But you should know that every single video is tagged on a chapter. So if you go through here on YouTube, you can see that I've added chapters for every single video. Every single presentation is chaptered here. So if you want, you can click on any of these chapters down here. I'm just showing this because a lot of people don't know this exists. So you have chapters on everything. And if you don't want to do it here, there's also another place that you can do it. So you can either, of course, also you can rewatch the replay. So this is the chat replay, which is an exact replay of the entire chat while we were watching the stream. So if you want to check that out, it's also available as a video on demand. Although keep in mind the chat does go away after a while. But if you also go down here, if you press more on the description of the video, and I know that some people watching on YouTube on an iPhone, or watching YouTube on a TV, they might not find the chapters. But if you click on more, you see here, this took me hours. I'm just like showing this because it took me like 4 hours to put all these chapters. So if you press on these hyperlinks, you go direct. Like if you want to watch Paul Franklin's and Ian Fale's key moments of VFX history, you can click in this link and it goes directly to that. If you want to watch Jonas and Ian talking about no CGI, you click there and it goes there. And I've also tagged all the companies that I could find on YouTube that presented showreels. So they're all here. And there's also tags down here as well. If you want to watch all of them, they're also here, see? You can actually have it on top of the chat, and then you have, unfortunately it doesn't have thumbnails, but you have every single presentation here separated. So there's no need for me to publish this separately. You can just go here and click on the talk you want to watch, and you can watch just that talk. And the cool thing is that you can then see the replay of what they talked about during that talk. Just wanted to mention this because I know a lot of people don't know about chapters on YouTube, and this goes without saying that every video I've done on YouTube has chapters. So if you go back to my visual effects breakdowns, if you go back to my VFX Notes podcast with Ian, everything has chapters. Like I've always put chapters on everything, just so you know. So so that it's easier to navigate and easier for everyone to go through a specific topic. And I do the same on the podcast. You know, if you go here and you go to my channel, and then you go, for example, let's say, for example, you go to Extraction, the last podcast episode I've made, And if you go here and you press more again, you have all the chapters. You see, you can see what we talked about the director, what did we talk about the oneer, what did we talk about the behind the scenes, what we talked about the the amazing sound effects, like all those things are here chaptered. Just wanted to mention that because not everyone, I think, realizes that sometimes. Yeah, so it's like a bit of a public announcement, I guess. Also, before I bring in the showreel review, I also have a giveaway, of course, like I always have. So I'm giving away a free copy of my Nuke course. You can join on the link that I'm posting now on the chat. So just feel free to join there. And I think that's it, really. So let's just bring in our artist that we're gonna talk today. I'm gonna just start this Zoom call here and see if they are here, and I'm gonna also mention to them that I'm here. Okay, so let's start. I'm gonna see if they are here. I'm gonna start my video as well. That's probably an easy thing. Okay, I can see that they are here, so I'm gonna just let's see here. Just give me a second. Give me 1 second. Okay, and I have cool here. Okay, so I have two Josephs. Which one is it? It's one of them, I guess. I have two. Let's see which one it is. Is there two of you on my Zoom call? Okay, I'm bringing you in. If you want, just holler. And are you here? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Anyone? Is anyone out there? Okay, see if they're here. Apologies. Oh yeah, here we go. I think we can hear you now. So hi, can you hear me? Yeah, you probably want to mute YouTube because YouTube is going to be like 20 seconds delay or something. So yeah, we can hear you fine. At least I can hear you fine. So I think everyone else is hearing you fine. I hope. If anyone doesn't hear Joseph, just let me know in the chat, okay? So that we know. I think you are on now. I think everyone can hear you. I hope so.
Yes.
Okay.
I had my video working, but it doesn't seem to be.
I hear a lot of echo though.
Yes, I have to turn it off on my phone.
Okay, I see. Does everyone on the chat, can anyone confirm that they've heard Joseph there? No, we don't? Okay. Well, give me a second then. There's always a little bit of an issue here and there. We don't. Okay, we can't hear him. Okay, so let me just see here if they hear now. Okay, cool. We can see you as well, Joseph. So can you say something so that they can, the lovely people can hear you? Oh yeah, now yes. Okay, cool.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Okay, cool. Excellent. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna put you up on the screen. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool. So let's just start this thing in. Okay, cool. Well, welcome, Joseph. Thank you so much for joining me today. Just wanted to say hello. Thank you so much for joining for the showreel review. It's the last one of the year. I can see that you're very Christmassy there on your back, which is good. You have like a nice Christmas tree there. So yeah, cool. Thanks for joining, my friend.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
No problem. So yeah, so I think everyone says the sound is all good. So before we start, like even before I show anything, I just wanted to like ask you to introduce yourself. Like, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where are you calling from? What do you do? And yeah, just so tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Joseph. I actually live in Florida in the United States. I actually don't currently work in the VFX realm as much as I would love to. I mean, I did go to school at a school here called Full Sail University in Orlando. I graduated there with my bachelor's degree, specializing in compositing. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do what I really wanted to do. All my friends were working, on Avengers and I have a buddy of mine that just got done working on the was it The Way of Water,
Oh yeah,
the
cool.
Avatar movie.
Yeah,
He works over with Peter Jackson. I don't know if you've heard of him. His name's Alex Heineman.
yeah. Okay, okay.
He works over at who is Weta?
Weta, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then he's also worked with a bunch of other people as well. But yeah, so I have a lot of friends that are doing a lot of things like with trolls and Ant-Man and all the fun stuff. Unfortunately I didn't get to do any of that stuff, but I'm hoping to try to get myself back into the industry and really try to kick things back into gear. But
Cool.
that's currently where I am right now. Just trying to skill up. I've been taking your class, which was fantastic. Even though I had learned a lot of that stuff previously, there's a lot of stuff in there that detail wise that makes it significantly better to as a refresher to make sure I'm learning things the proper way.
Yeah.
So
Oh, thank you so much for saying that. Thank you so much for joining my course. Of course, thank you so much for doing that. I much appreciate it. Yeah, I guess that's why you contacted me, wasn't it? Because you contacted me a couple of days ago, I believe,
yeah,
and you told me like, oh yeah, yeah. Because for those of you that don't know, like we talked offline, and Joseph asked me like, oh, I'm coming back to the industry. I don't have a reel, and you were kind of like a bit unsure how to start, wasn't it? That was your main thing. You weren't
yes,
really, where do I start? How do I do this? Like, how do I come back to the industry? And I, I suggested to you to come into the show because I feel like that's a very common question, and a lot of people either starting from scratch or on your case returning don't really know how it is, because sometimes it's a bit overwhelming of where to start and how to focus yourself into what to do. So I thought this could be a cool conversation, because I think a lot of people on the audience might take a lot of it and a lot of from this, and also people watching later, because we always have a lot more people watching as a recording than a live show. We always have a
right,
couple of thousand people watching after the fact. So I think it's going to help them a lot to get, I kind of figured instead of just giving the advice to you, I could give the advice to everyone. So,
fantastic, yeah.
so thank you so much for accepting to come in. But Joseph, you did like just go back a bit. Like you did had a showreel before, didn't you? So this showreel that you have is from a couple of years ago, right? Like that's when you were still
Yeah,
in the industry.
so yeah, that show reel was when I was in school, like right before I had finished school. So that was back in like 2015. So it was
Yeah,
quite a while ago. There was like one or two things I did recently on there. There was one course that I took from Victor Perez,
yeah,
that was going through a lot of the really, really intricacies of green screen.
yeah,
So you'll see that in one of the demo reels because we were allowed to use the footage and then just add things to it, things like that. Um, and then there was just another one where I was just trying to do CG over live action. It was something just basic, adding furniture, to just a scene, just trying to make sure I understood the fundamentals for certain parts. Obviously, there's a lot of things that it could have been corrected. But going back to what you were talking about with trying to get back in the industry and what I was struggling with, I think the biggest thing for me is that I have more of a mechanical mind background. I was in the Air Force for 10 years. I worked on planes. So I'm very, very analytical,
yeah.
but I struggled even in school with artistic. I had friends that were able to paint and draw the most amazing things, especially when it came to when we did matte paintings, things like that. It was second nature to them, and that was something I really, really struggled with. So coming up with I've watched a lot of your stuff, especially somebody who's a VFX supervisor. You have to have the ability to go outside the box and say, hey, how's this going to work, artistically, especially having a lot of experience with cameras, things like that.
Yeah.
So I struggle with a lot of that, even just coming up with a simple idea for a project. A lot of people are like, oh, you could do this or you could do that, or there's all these ideas, but at the end of the day, all I'm trying to do is just show a company, for instance, that I have the ability to do what they're asking.
Of
But
course.
coming up with the project to be able to show them is where I'm kind of like I'm hitting that block.
A bit stuck. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course. Well, there's no like correct answer, and I mean everyone does different showreels on. A lot of people do very different showreels from each other. So, but there is one thing that it's also, don't worry too much about it. Like you don't have to like do it all perfect in one go. You can continue to construct a showreel, update your showreel, and keep going, and then re-upload and resubmit the showreel as you go. So there's also that factor. You don't have to like do because I've seen people in the industry where they do a big project. They do like one single CG short, to showcase their skill set, and that requires a lot of commitment. You need a lot of time, and you need like to spend like almost a year doing that, and then you can submit. And then there's on the other spectrum, on the other side, if you want something faster, that's where you basically choose a couple of shots and do a couple of shots, and then you construct a show reel. And then as you progress with your own skill set, you start swapping shots, and then you start putting in new shots, some of them from the work you do, and other times just new stuff you came up with after you started the show reel. So that's what I would say. But let's take it step by step. So do you want
Sure.
do you want people to see your old show reel? I know that's not what we're reviewing, but do you want to check it out? Do you want to share it with
Yeah,
everyone?
that's fine. I
Okay.
mean, it's terrible, but that's okay.
Hey, that's not a problem. Like when I did the live stream when the channel did 8 years, which was in August, I shared my first show reel, and it sucked as well. Don't worry. Like, it was in purpose. I showed my old show reel just for people to understand that, like when I started, I also didn't know much, and my show reel was my show reel. It didn't really matter. So don't worry about it. I think it's gonna be interesting for people to see it, a bit of it, and that's why I wanted to show it. So I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna share my screen, okay, so that you can see it as well. Because there's no point
Sure.
of you trying to see it through Zoom, because Zoom is gonna be just too slow. So I'm gonna just like bring us over here. Not Zoom, YouTube. I mean, so I'm gonna just like you see my screen, right?
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
it.
So that's from 2020. So it's 3 years old, and I'm just gonna like open it up, and I'm gonna take away the sound, and I'm gonna loop
Yeah,
it.
I put 2020 on it because that's when I added the two extra shots to it.
But it's
But
older, right?
most, yeah,
Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's the show reel. I'm gonna just let it run while we talk. So this show reel is, like you said, pretty much just work from school and private work, right? There's no commercial work here, right?
correct. Yes, no commercial work.
Yeah. And so when you did this show reel, did you use this show reel to get work? Did you send it over to people? Did you do that at the time?
Yes, I did. I did try. I tried to get into one or two places. Their biggest thing was there was a lot of other things that they wanted to see.
Yeah.
They wanted to see more detail in the green screen one, for instance, trying to pull more from the hair,
Mm-hmm.
trying to like on the shot that you'll see that has me running on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I forgot to take, like the headband out. There's just so much that was going on. When my mentor that I was telling you about that from the images, the problem that I was running into is I was trying to make this most amazing shot. And he says, that's great. I'm going to let you do that. But do you have any idea what's actually going to go into that shot?
Mm-hmm.
So when I went to do the shot, I had no idea the one with just me running, how much was involved in building the 3D scene, trying to track it properly. Obviously all the roto shapes, all the other stuff that I was doing, there was so much more involved in the shot than I had thought, which had cost me significantly more time
Yeah.
than I had originally expected. So there's a lot of stuff that they critiqued, and I could critique it even myself, that with lighting and all kinds of different things. But yeah, that was
Okay.
I got a lot of good critiques. They were good critiques, and it's just I need better work. I need to add a lot more in there that can actually really showcase what I can do, like maybe trying to remove some wiring or trying to, do some cleanup or just the basic stuff, that a junior artist would do. So
Because that's what I was going to ask you next. Like the whole point of your work, you want to get a compositing job, right? Like, so you don't
yes.
do 3D, do you? Or do you? Because there's some 3D
I
here. So
can I can do 3D, but I specialized in compositing.
I see.
We kind of did it. You could buy the assets yourself if you wanted to, but at the time I didn't want to, so I kind of made some of them myself.
Mm-hmm.
I do know normally you'll have multiple departments that do different things. They'll have everything done with the passes and the models and all that stuff. They send it to us, and then we would take care of that. But
Yeah.
when I was in school, we're responsible for all of the pipeline, the entire shot itself. So.
Yeah, exactly. I see. Well, because like I know we're not reviewing this showreel, but I get that feedback that you got, because it is right. you are missing some key aspects of compositing. Like you do have a green screen shot here, which is okay. It's not terrible. It's well constructed, but you're right. Like you're missing cleanup, proper cleanup. You're missing wire removal. You're missing actually removing objects from things. And this shot, just like you mentioned, it's great that you're trying to do something so complex, but it's definitely maybe right now, well, at the time you did this, maybe not inside your skill set. It's probably a little bit too
Exactly.
much for you to do something like this, because shots like this, this is a very typical action shot. In fact, if you go and watch any of the John Wick 4 breakdowns, especially when they're fighting in Paris, this is the typical shot where the only thing left on the plate was Keanu Reeves and the dudes fighting. Everything else is CG around them. So they basically remove them completely from the plate and then put them on CG. Those kind of shots require dozens of people. Like there's dozens of people. There's like a lighter and a texture and a modeler, and there's like a render engine, a render artist, and then there's like several compositors, and there's like roto artists. You're talking about like 10, 15, 20 people if the shot is really complex. So it's trying to tackle it that by yourself. It is just way too much. Either you're going to spend months doing it, or you're going to like fail because you can't really handle all of it. It's too difficult for you to have so many hats.
Right.
Yeah, but we're gonna go through examples, and we're gonna go talking about that in a minute. Then you have, of course, some cars, some CG cars, and then you have some text animation, some motion graphics, and then the breakdown of the shots that we just saw. The first thing I would also say to you is that it's probably much easier to have the breakdown right after the shot instead of having it at the end of the shot.
Okay.
So that would be
So
the
each
first
shot
thing.
individually.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
when we see this green screen lady, we should then see the breakdown of that shot right away. And not wait for the end, because the problem with that is that if a recruiter is not interested on your showreel, they might even skip it. They might even close down your showreel
Okay.
because they didn't see the breakdown, so they don't really know. So whenever you have a breakdown, you should just play it right away. It's probably much better to do that.
Okay.
Now you've also sent me a few other things, wasn't it? So what are the other things that you sent me? So you sent me
Oh,
like,
some of them were just still images of it.
okay,
And then I had some other stuff that I had done, throughout my career. And then there were some shots that I did where I was on set, where I got to learn a lot.
cool,
I was on two different pilots where I was on set taking measurements, but working with, I forgot what it's like, the first or second AD, things like that, to try to, every time they use the slate, I'd have to make sure I marked down the numbers for everything so we know exactly where we were in the shots.
yeah,
So I got to learn a lot of stuff, and that was actually volunteering. That wasn't even part of my school.
yeah.
My mentor asked me, "Hey, would you be interested in coming on set and working with me?" I said, "Yeah, of course, I would love that." So that was a great experience. So
Yeah, I'm glad you did that, because I keep telling that to my students all the time, like for them to really put themselves out there, to try to like be on set as many times as possible. And I know that sometimes you're gonna get a hit because you're gonna be there for free, and you're not gonna get paid, because a lot of the position of assistant VFX supervisor is not really existing in terms of a paid
right,
gig. Normally, the VFX supervisor is there. If it's a really big show, then they might have assistants, and then yes, they are paid. But a lot of times, the on-set supervision presents a really a great way of actually bringing in people, juniors, to learn how to be on set. And I'm glad that you did that. You took that opportunity, because you probably learned a lot on that day, just
I
being
did
there.
that.
Yeah, yeah. And it just gives you a different perspective from working in the industry, by just being there and seeing the kind of preoccupations and kind of problems that occur on set.
It's very
Um,
overwhelming.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, yeah, as you can see, it's funny because I watch a lot of your shows that you do when you went over the gear. I
yeah,
actually
yeah,
saved like and wrote a lot of that down, and you could see he's got all kinds of stuff just hanging off there. And then
yeah,
we were talking to the director of photography who's behind that black canopy,
yeah.
and then the talent's over there on the right holding the cell phone and stuff like that. So it was a great experience, and I think being able to do everything from Nuke is great, but sometimes being on set to really see what's involved, using the Macbeth, and using, which you don't see in here. We had the diffuse ball and the reflection because of the stuff that we were doing,
Yeah.
working actually with the film team too, to help get things properly where they need to be, stuff like that. So not only was it a learning experience for me, but it was a learning experience for others as well. So
Of course,
it was
of course,
it was great.
of course.
Yeah.
I'm glad you had that chance. I always tell everyone to always take that chance. If they are in a company, find the VFX. There's always someone on the company that goes on set all the time. Find that person, track them down, and just bother them to be on set. And you tell them, I can come in on my free day. Just let me go on set. Because the amount of experience you earn on that day is more than any course, any school, any place you're going to be. Like, you're going to learn so much. And also not just that, but you're going to get a much more clear perspective of what else is around you, like how they film it and how it's delivered and what the director does and what kind of preoccupations they have, which are very different from the visual effects industry. Because sometimes we're so like focused in our own little corner with the shot, so I'm glad you had that experience. Okay, so tell me a little bit about this. So you have a car here, which is CG car that you've comped on the environment, and you have a bottle from Final Fantasy online. Then you have this environment that you've done. So what are these things? Like, are these just experiments?
That was just that was because I actually do some real estate stuff on the side.
Ah, cool.
Somebody was asking to do a virtual staging, and I didn't have a lot of experience with it, so I was like, hey, let me give this a try and see what I could do. I pulled I got most of the models. I think it's from called a kit bash or something from Blender. Mm-hmm. And then I brought all of the information from Blender and all the passes into Nuke, and then tried to do the best that I could to do the matching. There's still quite a lot that I could have done. It was something I was trying to do very quickly, so I didn't have a lot of time to mess with it. But just trying to get things to match, like the reflection on the table. I was trying to make sure that if you can see the thing next to the door, I wanted to make sure that that was being seen on the objects that have reflective surface, like the table where the the pot tea set is. So just little things that try to match exactly. I had to create a CG floor, obviously, for the shadows and things like that. But yeah, it was just some experimenting that I was doing. And I figured it'd be good. Sometimes people like to see you do certain different things. Hey, do you have the ability to do this kind of thing or do that kind of thing? And then the bottle was just learning about, I think it's called, it's not chromatic. I forgot what it's called. It's not chromatic aberration because that has to do with cameras.
Caustics?
Yes, caustics. Yeah, we were trying to learn the difference between all the passes when light goes through specific objects and the way it bounces and things like that. Yeah. So we were trying to do the best we could. Now this was like in Maya 2012 or something like that. So we were still using Mental Ray.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was a long time ago because I started my school in 2011. Okay, so we were using Mental Ray for a very, very, very long time. Cool. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much all the stuff I had. I don't have as much as I would want to have had. And then obviously with the car shot, there's actually a lot of things that you can notice that's wrong. Obviously the HDRI doesn't match the background. I tried to find the best one that I could find. You can clearly see the buildings in the background. There's a lot more I could have done with reflections. And, the biggest thing that I tried to get right was the contact shadows. Because that's like a huge thing so it doesn't make it look like it's floating, stuff like that.
Exactly. So. And I think you did a good job there. Maybe maybe if you look closely, I think it's a bit too black. The main shadow, it's a bit weird, right. But the other one is looking pretty good. The other shadow, but yes, the HDR definitely is wrong. The HDR can be easily fixed by you. Next time, just is this location a place that you? Is it nearby or is it like really far away?
The one in this one I did probably back in 2017, 2016. That was outside my house.
Okay, I see.
When I used to live out there, and I was struggling originally I was trying to use the chrome ball, the bigger ones, to take multiple exposures.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get it to work, so I just tried to grab something from, I think it's HDR Labs or something like that.
Something similar.
To try to pull something that I could at least kind of I feel like only an artist would notice the difference with the HDRI. To say, oh, the reflections don't look the same, or this doesn't look the same. But I do. But when an artist looks at it, they're going to know immediately. I can still see
the recruitment is going to notice, and the people that are trying to hire is going to notice for sure.
And you could still see the red tint too, like on the side view mirror.
Yeah.
So
I
was trying to fake it a little bit, but
the main thing to do with this is that really just take the HDR yourself. And I know maybe you don't have you don't have the correct equipment to do it, but if you don't have the correct equipment, there's a couple of things you can do. either you can see if you can find someone that can borrow you a 360 camera. Maybe you have a friend that has one, or maybe you know someone that has one of these little vacation 360 cameras. That those cameras can give you like a poor man's HDR, and they allow
Right.
you to kind of like do multiple exposures by controlling the camera through the app on your phone. So you can stuck it on a tripod, and then on a phone you can do multiple exposures up to 7. It makes JPEGs, but it doesn't matter because you have the exposures from the 7 JPEGs, and at least that
Right.
creates like a nice HDR. So you can either try to source one from a friend of yours or people that you know that might have one, or you could always rent one, of course. You can just go to a rental and rent it. It won't be too expensive to rent it for one day. Just an HDR camera. Sorry, not HDR camera, so a 360 camera. It could be like one of these
Right.
Ricoh Tetas, or I know there's a bunch of brands that have them. So you can do that, or you could also fake it in another way. This is really poor man's version of HDR, but you could go to your street on Google Maps and try to capture stills from Google Maps from multiple angles, and then build
Okay.
a
So like a
360.
card.
Yeah, so what you can do is you can go to Google Maps, and Google Maps, of course, you can see it from the front, you can see it, you can rotate with your camera. So what you could do is you can just like use your print screen, the screensaver, the screen grab
Yeah.
on your computer, and you can just do it by steps. You have one, and then you turn the camera to the side, then you take another screen grab, and then you turn to the camera to the side, take another screen grab, and just try to take screen grabs of the entire thing on Google Maps, and then just stitch it as a panoramic image in Photoshop, and it
Right.
won't be perfect, but it will be at least the location, But it won't have any exposure. Of course, you'll have to fake it a bit.
Right.
That's really, 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 really the cheapest version. Then there's also other ways of doing it. You can always kind of like get a camera, like even if it's a regular camera with a tripod, and you can take multiple photos around this environment, even with the widest lens you have. So even if you just have a 16 millimeter, or if the widest you can find on your house, then you can
Right.
just like take the photo the widest you can and then stitch that. So there's a couple of ways of doing that. If you can't find a way of renting a camera, the sphere thing is always tricky because the sphere is really low quality because it gets so blurred through the sphere,
Right.
So it gets really blurred. Then of course it requires you to have one tripod for the camera to do the exposures, and then you have to have another tripod for the sphere. So you need 2 tripods to do that. But that also could work. And most cameras these days you can do the multiple exposures either as a program inside the camera, or you can control it through your phone. That also works. So there's a couple of ways of doing it. But
Yeah.
anyway, this is not supposed to be an HDR class. Apologies for that.
No, it's okay.
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and let's just talk for a bit, and then I can show you more stuff if we need to. But I guess okay. So you had those things, you did those things, and now you are on this situation where you want to start again. So tell me,
From scratch, yeah.
yeah, tell me your thoughts. Tell me what are you planning to do, or ask me questions. Let's get through this. Like how. You need to do a showreel. What kind of questions do you have of how you should do this showreel? Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like almost a mind map, even, to come up with ideas of what would be good in a show reel to
Mm-hmm.
try to. I spoke with a guy, I think his name's Alexander from the Rookies,
Mm-hmm.
and he sent me a project list of a kind of a good idea of what exactly would be good to have in a reel.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it was what I was talking about with the clean plates and the marker removal, and there's a lot of other things that were on there. So I'm trying to create maybe 3 shots. I don't know, not necessarily complicated or very long, maybe 6 seconds. I don't think it really matters. It doesn't have to be super long.
No.
And trying to integrate as much as I can without overwhelming myself, but having key things in there.
Yeah.
I have a cheap little green screen thing that I can use. I don't have to spend a lot of money. I feel like sometimes myself, I get caught up in thinking I need all of these things when sometimes you really don't.
Yeah.
You can make it work with what you have the best that you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
So
Now, what
uh,
I would advise you though, like in terms of the green screen, unless you have a really good camera to capture this green screen, do you have a good camera? What kind of camera do you have?
The only camera I have is this one here, and I'm still learning about cameras, so I don't know if you can see it on
Yeah,
the
I can see
camera.
it. It's
It's just
a
a
Nikon. What Nikon is it? It's
it's
a Nikon.
the D what is it the D5200. So it's
Cool.
not anything super,
But it films like what kind of film?
1920 by 1080. I
Yeah,
don't know if it's a full frame camera or not. I don't know
yeah.
if that matters.
But it probably does compressed footage, right? It's like
Yes,
H.264
yeah,
or
it's
something, or
gonna
MPEG 2 or something like that.
yeah.
Okay,
And
yeah,
unfortunately, that makes it hard. I noticed when I used to go through footage in the past, it actually will crush the colors together
yeah,
and blend things together, so it makes it really hard to work with.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I would advise you if you want to get some good green screen on your showreel. I wouldn't. That's my opinion, of course, but you can do whatever you want. But I would
Yeah.
not try to film it myself if I only had a camera like that,
Okay.
because the problem with that is that you're gonna get into a rabbit hole of problems. You're gonna get poor quality footage. The chroma subsampling of the green is going to be very compressed, so the green screen keying will be very difficult. You're going to get
Right.
artifacts from the compression of the footage. You're going to get all sorts of problems that is going to really make your life really miserable doing the key, and then the result won't be very good. And then, because the recruiter is just going to see the final shot, they don't care if you shot it with this camera or that camera.
Right.
I would advise you to find some good green screen footage. Now, there's a couple of ways of
Okay.
doing that. Like either you go, for example, you're on my course. You can we can do this offline. You can go through the footage I have. I can give you some advice of which one you can use for your show
Okay.
reel. I do have some green screen shots there. That's one place you can maybe find. And those are
Okay.
shots that are filmed with either a red camera or an Alexa camera or a Blackmagic camera. So they're very professional, high quality footage that you will be
Right.
able to produce a good result of keying. So that's option number one. Option number
Okay.
two could be that you could go to Action VFX. I don't know if you know of them.
Yes.
So Action VFX has launched a bunch of free footage that they have on their website. So if you go to their website, they just released a couple of weeks ago. I think it was like a month ago or maybe less. They released a bunch of footage for free for people to use. You can go there and download it and use it for you. Then there's also another thing, like you have the Blender Foundation, the makers of the 3D application Blender. They also have a short film there that people can download plates for. And I know you're probably thinking, oh, but then I have the same plates as everyone else. That does not matter. I can tell you that. Like, it doesn't matter because they're going to look at your skill set. They don't care what exactly is on the shot. Like they don't really care what's there. They just want to see if you're good at keying. Obviously, goes without saying that it would probably be easier for you to, of course, look for more obscure shots because then it makes it different from other show reels. But there's definitely multiple places online where you can find free footage. So you can either use my footage or you can use Action VFX footage. You can use the Blender Foundation footage. I do know that the Foundry has a few plates of footage as well on their tutorial page as well. You can probably dig in through there as well to see what's going on there. And I'm sure people on the audience can suggest that the places, at the top of my head, I was unprepared for this question, so
No, that's okay.
top of my head, I can't remember any more places, but I'm sure the audience is going to help us with that because they're going to write down a bunch of things. And in fact, there's already someone on the audience called No Knee that is actually telling you that there's an application for a mobile phone called Google Sphere where you can get the 360 sphere to use as lighting. You won't have any exposures, but at least you have the sphere itself, so you can maybe dig into that. And also, don't forget that if you missed something on the chat now, don't worry. You can rewatch the video on this
Yeah.
specific place, and you can see the chat again. So I'm sure the audience is going to give you some things. Yeah, you see here, Dre J is also saying Pexels has also some free green screen footage. So Pexels is yeah. Well, I might as well just why don't we do this properly? I'm gonna just open up
Yeah,
the
Pexels is
browser.
good. There's another one too.
Yeah,
Like video blocks, things like that.
yeah,
There's quite a lot of companies that have
yeah.
really good.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm sharing my screen again, and I'm just opening up my browser. Where's my browser? Where's my browser? Here it goes. Okay, so as I was saying, well, I have footage, as you know, and just contact me on Discord. I can try to guide you.
Okay.
Obviously, if you want to have some ideas, if you go to my channel and you go here to the showreel of our students from last year, so there's like I have this video which
Oh,
is
I was trying to find that.
yeah. So this video here, which I'm gonna share it now to you, and I'm gonna just put it on the Discord channel here for you. So I'm posting it on your Discord on the chat we were having. So this
Okay.
is like the best shots from all my students from 2022, and you can kind of see some of the shots that are here. Some of them are from Tears of Steel. Some of them from my course. Some of them are from Pixels. Just contact me. I'm sure I can let you know exactly. Like these are all our students, so all these people,
That's
which
awesome.
again they're all chapter. I keep saying this to everyone on the audience. I do chapter every YouTube video. People don't sometimes know. So if you go to all these students, if you search them on the Discord channel, which you have access because of my course, you'll find them and you can ask them, oh, where did you find that shot? And then they'll let you know,
Okay, that's a good idea.
yeah.
Thank you.
Every shot here on this reel is from personal work. So there's no professional work here. So all of these are either their own shots or they are shots from the places they've sourced. And
Oh, that's awesome.
there's quite a few shots here from Tears of Steel. Tears of Steel, if you don't know, it's this thing here. So Tears of Steel Blender. I'm gonna just like open up the image here. So this is an open movie project, and all the like every single plate is free here.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so I believe that's the page. I'm gonna just again share it on the Discord. I know people are not seeing that, but you are seeing it. So I'm posting it on the Discord that we have together. So if you go here to download, you have every shot. You see, like you have the full
That's cool.
film. Then you have, let's see here, subtitles, surround. Where's the images? Ah, there you go. That's the image in uncompressed. Let me just, yeah, there you go. All the images would be, yeah, you see clean EXR, clean footage frame. So if I go here to footage EXR, you'll have all the shots here. I know this doesn't look very cool, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, it's
So
okay.
you just can download it there. I think that's the site. Yeah, they changed the website. Yeah, I thought I couldn't. Yeah, you're right, Francisco. It wasn't like this. Was I don't think the site was like this. Okay, doesn't matter. Like you can still download. It's on the bottom here. So
Yeah, yeah.
Joseph, it's like on the bottom here. See uncompressed files. It's over here. So and then of course Action VFX. My buddies at Action VFX.
I love their stuff.
They have also a lot of things. You go to here to practice footage, and this is all free as long as you tag that they were the ones giving you the plates. I'm also posting it on
Okay.
Instagram here. So you see, you have like villain with electricity. You have like
That's cool.
astronaut walking on green screen. All these are really high quality, and they have a bunch of them, as you can see, like a soccer player on stadium. You have like a bunch of plates. A guy on an explosion. A guy on a gun. There's so much here, so you can kind of go through
That's
this
cool.
and check it
I had
out
no
as
idea.
well. Yeah, it's all there. So again, like I said, I think it's wiser to use this than to use your own footage,
Right.
because these are going to be higher quality. And for the fact that other people are using it, don't mind that, Joseph, because the chances of two exact people with the exact same shot applying the same showreel on the same day to a company are very small, and that's not going to happen, because there's so
Right.
many companies. Oh, it doesn't work. Okay, so Francisco, I don't know if it works. So if anyone on the chat, there's a bunch of people watching. We have 60 people watching. So if anyone knows the actual website where the Tears of Steel footage is, just please let me know. Please post it on the chat here for everyone to know, because apparently that website is down. But if you Google, I'm sure we can find more stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so that's part number one, getting footage. Now the only thing for you to think about is how to pick what to put there. Okay,
Right.
so you want to be a compositor, right? So if you want to be a compositor, there are three main things you need to focus on. Like that's the really the gist of it. You need to like put something with green screen, you need to put something rotoscoping, and you need to put something with cleanup. That's the three main things. Forget about CGI, forget about CG. Like you can have it, it's nice to have, but it's not important for the skill set of compositing. it's always
Right.
best for you to think about this on 4 parts of the showreel. Okay, so I have a rotoscoping shot, a green, I'm not saying it's this order, but a green screen shot, a rotoscoping shot, a cleanup shot, and then maybe a CG shot. So let's think about 4 shots, okay, 4 shots. And so that you don't focus too much on CG, because CG is something that you will not do as a junior ever on the industry. Like, you will not touch CG until maybe several months into your company work, or maybe several years into a company. So that's what I would advise you to do. Now,
Okay.
in terms of how a reel would look, I mean, I've been publishing all my showreel reviews for years now on YouTube. You can also, if you go to my channel, if you want to have some pointers, if you want to, and again, I'm not trying to promote my own channel. It's just that that's the playlists where I have them. But if you go to my channel and playlists, I do have one playlist for these reels, for these reviews. So if you go to, I'll post it here for you to see as well. So first of all is this one that I want to share with you, and I'll post it in a minute. And then the other one is, just a second. Course, stream, posting, workshops. Yeah, here you go. So that's the one. So there's 2 ones that you could browse through. So this one, the Honest Show Reviews playlist, which I'm going to share with you, it's 19 videos here. So these are all the reels, all the show reels that I've reviewed over the years in YouTube. So you can go, the one we're doing today is 12, number 12. There's 12 of them. So if you go, all of them have chapters for the artists that I'm reviewing. And it can give you like some idea of what type of stuff people have on their reels. And if you don't want to go through these really long videos, which are 3 hours, but remember they all have chapters, okay? But if you don't want to do that, there's also some individual ones here. So I have an individual reel review here with Andrea, an individual review with Aziz, an individual review with Ronnie, and one with Jonas, and one with Mad. So I am planning to do this again. So I used to publish them individually, and I will do that probably, but I just don't have a lot of time. But when I have
Right.
more time, I'm going to publish them. But if you go to this playlist, like you see, there's 19 videos here. Now, if you want to go even deeper, if you go to my old showreel review show that I used to have on Twitch, then you'll find 50-something videos. There's 53 showreel reviews that I did on Twitch.
Oh, wow.
They go all the way to, I don't even remember now. I think the first one I did, what was the first? I believe it's like this. Yeah, so that's 3 years ago. That was the first one I did while I was playing Silent Hill. In between, I would do some showreel reviews. And then on the end here, you can see that, there's like a bunch of like showreel reviews on the top here. So you have some more examples there. So that's another thing you can do. You can just scroll through them. You don't need to like watch all of it, of course not. Just scroll through them and then hear what I've said at the time. And maybe like the easiest one maybe for you is to start with the separate ones here, because these are just like really tiny. They're much smaller, 18 minutes, 20 minutes. These are a bit smaller, and they show some green screen examples, show some stuff. So, because that's what I was saying, I think just focus on those 4 types of shots. So, for example, last time, just double check here, what did I have? Like 2 weeks ago, I had the showreel. I reviewed the showreel of Jonas here, and he had, let's see what kind of shots he had. We went through the whole thing. He had a lot of CG, but he also had some cleanup. And we talked about this. Probably is not a, yeah. So you see, here's an example of a great way to show green screen. Although this is not the best shot to show because it's very black and it's very like silhouetted, but this is a good way to show green screen, to have green screen, the alpha channel, and then a background. Now, Jonas here, like he was still doing this shot, so there's a checkerboard here because he hasn't put the background yet. He is still in the process of doing it. So it's a good way for you to show green screen, alpha channel, and then the final shot. That's one way to do it. Now let's just go back here and again go to the other showreel, the showreel from Sky here. Let me just double check. I'm gonna scroll through it real quick here. This is a more advanced showreel, but it kind of doesn't really have a breakdown for green screen, so I don't want to like use this one here. But let me just go back here again. I'm doing forgive the audience. I'm doing this live. I didn't prepare for this. So I'm just like opening shots as we talk. So forgive me if I'm not specifically finding something right away that is perfect for this. Okay. But I'm trying my best. Because we did so many showreel reviews that. Okay. Yeah, that's not a good example either. Apologies. Yeah, but
That's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. But if I go here, you see, this is also going to give some people's understanding of how many. So last time, this is how many showreels I've gotten now.
Oh, wow.
I've gotten 103 showreels so far on this show. This is what I was telling on the beginning of the show. Like, a lot of people don't contact me, so these reels are here, but I never got into contact with any people because I didn't know how to reach them, and I do email them, but they never answer. So so it's a bit weird that they've posted and then they never show up, but it's fine.
Right.
But I was just like trying to find if I can find a good show reel that I could find here for me to show you. See one of the ones that I've reviewed. So that ones were reviewed. Review this one, Louise. That's just production stuff. Let's see here, this one. The ones on green are the ones I reviewed so far. Yeah, but yeah. Like I said, I'm not going to find perfect shots for you, but if you scroll through the reviews, you can kind of find stuff like this. You know, for example, this is a cleanup thing where you have a statue and then they put another statue there. So that's one good way of showcasing cleanup kind of work. You can do that kind of work. Or you could, like in here, you see they've replaced the background completely and put a new background, for example. So this is a good example of you picking up a plate from Pixels or picking up a plate from Action VFX or any other website that is free, and then just removing the background and putting something else. That's a good way to tackle this. This is too complex, but this is too complex for something like this one here, for example. You have some green screen outside, and then they put some new background there. This is the kind of shots you want to show. You want to show green screen, rotoscoping, and cleanup. That would be my advice to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Now.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. With that in mind, like, any other questions? Like, just go for them. I'm gonna still, while you're talking, I'm going to like continue to.
I mean, honestly, I think that's a great place to start. I mean, because once I get the shot, then you kind of go from there, you know, say, hey, okay, now that we have the shot, you know, what can we do with the shot? You know, what, come up with ideas and things like that. I think finding the shot was the difficult thing for me because I kept thinking, you know, how am I going to shoot this? Is it going to work? Is it going to look right?
Yeah.
You know, and then, but if I use something else and then just come up with some creative ideas to use what's already there, that'll at least get me to where I need to be. And then, you know, I can just go from there. So that's perfect. You know, do my own due diligence when it comes to researching and things like that.
Exactly. So. I think you should just look at showreels you like. That's the thing. Right. And if you want some pointers, I can always like try to give you some suggestions. But my advice to you would be, in terms of the types of 4 categories I told you about, like, first category, I'm not saying this is the order. The order of your showreel should be, the best shot should be on the beginning. So whatever you do that looks the best, that's going to be the first thing you should start with. So in terms of rotoscoping, you want to show something complex. So when I say this, I'm meaning, don't show just an object. Show a person that has, like, the person could be jogging, the person can be riding a bicycle. Make sure the person has hair flying through. Make sure it's not a bald person. You know, like, make it difficult for yourself. And it could be short. It doesn't need to be long, okay? Like, it could be a 50-frame long shot. It doesn't matter, as long as it showcases your ability to do very high-quality rotoscoping. So try to find a shot where someone is skating, or someone is riding a bike, or someone is dancing, or someone is running. Something complex, and then you make sure you rotoscope it, including the hair and all the motion blur, and then you have the breakdown needs to be the original plate, then you have the rotoscoping as a white alpha, then you also have to have a third thing, which would be capturing the shapes of your roto so that you actually see the breakup of the roto, because the recruitment and the people hiring you will want to know how do you separate your roto. So those are the 3 main aspects you want to showcase on this difficult shot that can be short. So that's shot number 1. Then shot number 2 needs to be a green screen shot. So green screen or blue screen, doesn't need to be green, could be blue. And this needs to be a shot of something that is difficult. So try to find someone with long hair, maybe blonde hair, or find someone with like long locks of hair flying through. Could be, again, someone dancing, can be someone running, can be someone doing something. And don't worry too much about the background, okay? So even if you don't find, like if you can find, for example, Action VFX has the shots and then the background, so at least you can comp there. But if you don't have a background, and if you can't find a good background, skip the background, just leave it on black or gray or whatever. It doesn't matter, as long as it's a good key and as long as it's good, it's good. But of course, it would look better if you have a background, of course. So that's the other thing. And again, you should break it down by showing the original plate. Always show the original plate so they can see the difference. And then you wipe to the comp, and then you need to show the alpha channel, and then you need to show the breakdown of whatever you have there.
Right.
And then the third shot, which would be cleanup. Now, the cleanup one is really up for grabs. You can really do anything you want, but it would be interesting if you focus your attention into things that we do in the industry. So I'll give you an example. Things we do in the industry are, for example, which is the bread and butter of visual effects. Removing wires, for example, could be wires from rigs, could be wires from a stunt, could be wires from someone not falling down, removing light equipment that is on set by mistake, removing a flag that is on set, a reflector. Those are the type of things that usually are considered cleanup on the first stage of the footage, which is the main cleanup that you do at the beginning. Could also be removing tracking markers from a green screen. That could also be it. And especially the crossing of the hair with the green screen tracking markers as well. That could be one problem. Other types of cleanup that could happen could be on an outside shot, like a street. You could be removing signs from a plate, like shop signs, and replacing them with other shops. You could be replacing a license plate of a car and putting another license plate. You could be removing a trash bin from a shot and then putting just the asphalt there instead of the trash bin. You could just go ahead and remove a car completely from the shot, or you can just remove a bicycle, or remove like a lamp from a shot, remove an entire building if you want to. Those are the kind of shots of cleanup. And then, of course, there is the more complex cleanup, where you are making things like making the person, maybe removing a wrinkle of the face, or maybe removing some birth signs, or maybe removing a double chin, or maybe removing wrinkles on the forehead, wrinkles under the baggy eyes. Like those are more advanced cleanup shots that you could also have. So if you want to tackle those, then you should do maybe two of them. You have one where you're removing an object from somewhere, like a car from a street, or a lamp, or a post, or a postmark, or even a sign from somewhere. And then the second cleanup shot could be making someone younger, removing the baggy eyes, or removing a scar, or putting in a scar. It doesn't really matter. And those are the kind of things. Now, the most complex cleanup shots you'll see in visual effects and film is when you have a stuntman doing something and then they replace it with someone else's face. That's a very typical thing. Like if you look closely to some of the breakdowns of the Batman or the breakdowns of John Wick, sometimes they replace Keanu Reeves' face with, like, they replace the stuntman with Keanu Reeves' face, or they replace Robert Pattinson's face on the Batman with the stuntman, so they replace the faces, So those are the very advanced kind of cleanup, but that's what a cleanup shot is. So choose something that you're cleaning. It has to be a typical thing we do on the industry: removing wires, removing cables, removing signs, removing a car, removing a person from a plate that shouldn't be there, those kind of things. Right. And then finally, the fourth category of shots that you want to look into, so that's a bit more tricky. That would be the CG shot, if you want to do it. The CG shot, there's two ways of doing it. Either you try to do one of the CG shots that I provide on my course. You can try to do that. Or, in my opinion, the best solution would be for you to find a friend that does 3D, or find someone to collaborate with, and then you both have a shot. So for example, the person can do the CG and you can do the comp, and then you both have the shot for your showreels. And it would be nice if you do a CG shot, don't do a full CG shot. do a CG shot that is merged into a plate. So if you have
Right.
a plate, that means you're tracking in a CG car or you're tracking in a CG building. The best way, because this also gives you like some kind of way of learning how to work in the industry, is to collaborate with someone, because that's what you're going to do in the industry. So if you can find a 3D artist to work with you, either one of your friends, one of your student friends, one of your colleagues, or maybe even find them on LinkedIn and try to reach out to someone, that will give you a good experience, because then the both of you are going to work on something, and then both of you have that shot to be put on each other's show reels, you know. So,
Yeah.
and that would showcase kind of like a better understanding of the industry. So those would be my advice to you, to do the 4 shots.
Okay.
But I know
That's perfect. I mean,
I've talked for too long. Do you have questions? Go for it.
no, I think that's perfect. I mean, um, I think that's a great place to start from. Where looking up footage, grabbing some things, seeing what interests me, you know, putting a few things together,
Yeah.
doing. I think it was you or somebody that I've watched before, where they'll do like a really sloppy, like throw a bunch of things together to just see what I get an idea of what you're trying to do in your shots.
Yeah.
And like your course has a perfect setup for what you were talking about with Roto, with the guy walking in slow motion, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a perfect breakdown that you're the person that helps assist you with some of the stuff. That was a perfect outline of what exactly is the best, in my opinion, based off of that shot.
Yeah,
Ricardo. Would be the best way to do that.
Ricardo Ferreira is the teacher on that class, and he's a really good teacher on that class, and he's teaching how
he does great.
Yeah,
with Roto,
breaking up the roto and breaking up how to tackle the shot. Yeah, he's very experienced in film. Ricardo is super experienced in film. He has a huge. Well, he's been on Oscar-winning films. You know, he's like really experienced on that.
Yeah.
So he's amazing on that. So I'm glad you've enjoyed it. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, and you know, keep in mind, you know, you always have me on Discord because you're part of my course.
Yeah.
You can always contact me and ask me, "Oh, Hugo, what do you think this shot? Do you think it works?" I'll get back to you. I answer all my students. Like I try my best to answer everyone. You know,
yeah,
like
you've been very receptive, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I try to answer everyone as I can, because I always have Discord open and I always have it on notifications on my phone. So if I'm awake, I'll probably answer. You know, so and you're not bothering me at all. You know, you're my student, so you can always like contact me. You paid for the course, so you can contact me. It's not a problem. So yeah, I guess that's it.
I think honestly, yeah, that's you.
Any other questions you have, or any other things you want to ask?
No, that's it. I think that's a great place to start. Like I said, there's so much footage now I can go through and look at and get some ideas from. But yeah, no, that's it. I appreciate your time with this, and I hope it helps other people too that may be listening, that maybe in a similar you know, place as me, trying to just figure out, hey, you know, what's going to work best for me, or what's some good ideas, things like that. So
absolutely. Well, thank you so much for doing this with me, and that's it then. I guess I'll leave you to your day, and I hope you have a nice day, and have a good Christmas and have a good break. I hope you have some lovely time with your family. And
thank you, Hugo. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll see you later, my friend. I'll see you later. You're always welcome. You always can come back. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Thank you so much, Joseph, for that. That was lovely, and I hope that helped everyone here also understand how to tackle the showreel. That's the whole point of these streams, is for people to get better at their showreels, and you just have to be better. So I think that's it really for today. I mean, I'll to review today. So we're gonna do the giveaway now, and then we're gonna off to the day. Yeah. Before I do the giveaway, though, like I just wanted to also, as I said in the beginning of the stream, I can't thank enough BenQE for supporting these streams. So I just wanted to make sure BenQE is flagged before I do the giveaway. I've put the giveaway on the chat if you want to be part of it. If you are already a student of mine, don't forget that if you join the giveaway and you win, and if you're already a student, I'll then give you access to for free of my other course, the workshops, which I have 2 courses now. So feel free to join if you want to as well. I'll give you a couple more minutes. While we're waiting for people to join the giveaway, I'm just going to play the BenQE ad again, just one last time. And just again, thanks so much to BenQ for supporting my channel so much. So I'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, again, thank you so much to BenQ for supporting the channel. And I also would like to give a shout out to my other sponsor, which is Foundry. So again, thank you so much, Foundry, for supporting the channel for so long now, for so many years. And if you want to check out some of the training that the Foundry has on their website, you should really check it out. They have a lot of free learning as well, so check that out as well. I'll put that video, and this gives the opportunity for people to sign up to the giveaway as well in a couple of minutes. I'll do the giveaway in a couple of minutes after we watch this video. So again, also thank you so much to the Foundry for supporting my channel as well and my entire endeavor on YouTube. Thank you so much, Foundry.
Foundry's Nuke is the industry standard tool for compositing in the film and TV industry. We've produced and curated all the essential resources for learning Nuke and preparing you for the profession, as well as recommendations for other training resources. You'll learn compositing fundamentals, rotoscoping, keying, tracking objects, color management, 3D compositing, and much more. Our objective is to empower artists with all the knowledge they need to push their skills to the next level. Jump in and start learning today.
Okay, again, thanks so much to BenQ and to Foundry for supporting the channel so much. Okay, without further ado, we're not doing a break today because we don't have any other reels, so we're gonna just go directly to the giveaway. Let's just go there. Hopefully people have had the time to sign up. Let's just do this real quick. And again, don't forget that if you are a student of mine, you can still join the giveaway and you'll get the workshops for free. Now, if you already have the workshops, because they're available as a pre-order right now, because there's already a few that you can watch, well, if you win, then I am sorry. Because if you have the workshops already, I can't really give you anything else. Okay, so we have, let's see here, we have 57 people that have signed up for the giveaway. I'm just going to and again, thank you so much for all 300 people that watched today. So thank you so much for that. There's 300 people watching today. It's amazing. Okay, so let's do the winners here, and then we'll be off on our way. Okay, so I'll be a bit cheeky here because I've done 2 winners without telling anyone. So I won't do just 1. I'll do 2. So the winner of the Nuke course is, okay, so the first winner of the Nuke course is, I'm just gonna copy paste the name here. I hope I don't pronounce your name incorrectly. I do apologize if I will do. It's always a problem for me because I'm Portuguese, you know, like I don't really know how to talk normally. Okay, so I think that's how I pronounce it. Let's give it a go. I'll just say your first name. So the first winner of the Nuke course for free today will be Gabriel Mallard. I think that's how I pronounce your name. I hope so. Gabriel Mallard. That's the first winner. Congratulations for winning the Nuke course. I hope you're here. The second winner of the Nuke course is, I need to get a way of doing this a bit easier, isn't it? Because and this Gabriel is contacting us. He's actually from Switzerland. So congratulations. Hello, Switzerland. How do I copy this? It's so difficult to copy paste this thing sometimes. And now this is all sorts of windows opening here. Oh my god. Are they here? I hope they're here. Okay, so let's see here. What's the second winner? Okay, so second winner. Are they here, actually? Are they here? I hope they're here. Have they said anything on the chat? Okay. I'm here. Thank you so much. Okay, so my Discord name. Okay. Okay, well, okay, cool. Yeah. Cool. Excellent. So, contact me there. I'll, oh, congratulations. Congratulations, Gabriel. Congratulations for winning the course. So, Gabriel, I'll contact you offline. Give me a couple of days. I always take a few days to contact, okay? Now, second winner of the stream is Aniket Patel. Aniket Patel. So they're the second winner. I hope they're here as well. And yeah, if they are here, they won the course as well for free. Is Aniket here? I think that's how I say it. At least that's how I read it. Aniket Patel. Hopefully they're here. Congratulations as well. And yeah, I guess that's it really. Are they here? So we'll check here. Yeah, congratulations to the two winners for sure. I don't think are they here? I think they are. But it's Christmas, you know. Even if they're not here, I'll give them anyway. I'll give them the course anyway. Okay, well, cool. Congratulations, everyone. Congratulations to all 305 people that watched today. Much appreciated for always supporting my channel so much. And I guess I would just say, you know, for all of you to have a good festive season, regardless if it's Christmas for you or not Christmas, doesn't matter. Have a good break, have a good holiday, have a good festive season, have a good Christmas, whatever one of the things that you'll have. And I'll see you next year in January. I'll see you in January with more honest showreel reviews, and I'll see you with more Nuke compositing. I hope you have a great break. Don't forget, everyone, to rest a bit and to relax. And yeah, I'll see you all later. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here.